So let's move on to the second one. Now, to find the truth set, we always have to bear in mind that we are always going to end with the truth set. The truth set is such that the truth set is, then we open our curly bracket. The truth set is x such that x is equal to, then we bring the value. So we don't forget this. After you are done with this one, you just end with your curly bracket like this. So anytime you hear truth set, you don't just write the value like I did in the first one. Don't just write the value like I did here. Good. Here, you are right. But as soon as they tell you to find truth set, the truth set, good. This is where you state this thing. 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 Good. And then illustrate your answer on a number line. Very, very easy. So let's move on to that one and see. So this is it. Question 2. Question 2. Good. Now, when they give you something like this, you realize that it is like 3 equations or 3 expressions that have been combined. 3 expressions that have been combined. The first expression we have is going to be like this. Let me take it from a different angle. The first expression is going to be something like this. Good. And the second expression is going to be something like this. Do you realize that? That is it. So
yes, sir.
We want to consider this one first. This one first. Good. So we have 5 whole number 3 over 4. So obviously we need to convert this thing into improper fraction. So what we do is 5 times 4, 20, 20 plus 3, 23. So here we have 23 over 4. Very, 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 very easy. So this is what we are going to have. We are going to have 23 divided by 23 over 4. 23 over 4. Good. Which is less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. So this is the thing. Now, in number line, if you have only less than, it means you don't shade inside. If you have only greater than, you don't shade inside. But if here's the case, you have less than or equal to, you are going to shade the circle inside, the circle of the arrow. Or if you have greater than or equal to, you're going to shade the circle of the arrow inside. So this is what we have. Greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to, what is this? Greater than or equal to 1 over 2 times x. Now here, automatically the x is multiplying which one? The 1. Are you okay? So automatically we have x over 2. Now before I forget, I need to do this. Before I forget, with the one you were talking about, I'll come back to this. Let me clear and come back to this. I said I was going to do it. If I don't do it, it's not nice. So I'm going to multiply here by 2. So times 2. And then I multiply here by 2. So times 2. Good. And then I multiply here by 2. So times 2. Are you okay? So when these two cancels out these 2, good, you are eventually left with negative 1 times 3x and negative 1 times 4. So you eventually come to where we got to. Are you okay? So this is the method they taught you in school, right?
Yes, please.
Yes. So you are okay with it now?
Yes, sir.
Good. Can we then let's move on to the next question. You are going to get the same answer as we had. So let's move on to
Okay, sir.
this one. Good. So as I was saying, so we have 5 for 20, 23 over 4, less than or equal to x over 2. Then we pick it up from there. So I have 23 over 4, 23 over, in the scientific keyboard, 23 over 23 divided by 4, 23 over 4, which is less than or equal to, is less than or equal to x over 2, x over 2. So this is what I have, x over 2. So x over 2, x over 2. Good. X over 2. Are you okay? Good. Now, here we
Yes,
find,
please.
yes. So here we are going to find the LCM. We are going to find the LCM. Are you okay? Now, the LCM is the least common multiple between 2 and 4. Are you okay? Now, 4 can go into itself 1, and 2 can go into 4 2, but 4 cannot go into 2. So when it happens like this, we always consider the bigger number. Are you okay? So here, what is going to be the LCM?
The LCM is 4.
The LCM is 4. So if the LCM is 4, then I multiply both sides by what? 4, which is the LCM. Good. So here, I'm going to have times 4. Times 4 here. And then here too, I'm going to have times 4. Good. Good. And then I am confident enough that once there's 4 here, it cancels out this 4. Good. But then this 2 can also cancel out this 2. But it goes in a number of times. And the number it goes inside is what? Is 2. Is 2. Good. So the next thing to do is multiply 2 by x. Multiply 2 by x. So 2 times x is actually 2x. 2x. Are you okay? Good. So I have here 23. 23 is less than or equal to 23 is less than or equal to 2x. 23 is less than or equal to 2x. Good. Now I divide through by 2. I divide through by 2. So here, divided by 2. Here 2 divided by 2. Good. So I'm going to have here divided by 2. And then I have here 2 divided by 2. Good. Now, obviously, the 2 is going to cancel out the 2. So this 2 cancels out this 2. Now, I have x is greater than or equal to 23 over 2. 23 over 2. So the final answer is going to be x. X is greater than or equal to 23 over 2. Now, here you have to always remember I haven't changed the sign. I haven't divided by a negative. I just looked at the positions and I switched them. It doesn't mean I have automatically changed the sign. No, because here is x, or 23 over 2 is less than x, which is the same as x is greater than 23 over 2. Are you okay? So I haven't changed the positions. I am just turning them around. So 23 over 2. 23 over 2. So this is one value of x. This is one value of x. That is one part. One part. Good. One part. Good. Now to help us locate this one and the other one well, we need to find them in decimal. But let's solve for the other part too. The other part too. Now with the other part, I have this. 1 over 2x less than or equal to 7. Now automatically, this one is equal to x over 2. X over 2. So this is what we're going to have. Now we're going to have x divided by 2. We're going to have x divided by 2, which is less than or equal to. So this will have less than or equal to 7. Less than or equal to 7. So this will have less than or equal to 7. Good. Now if I want x to stand alone, what do I do? Kobe. If I want x to stand alone, what do I do?
You divide the
Are you sure I divide again?
wait.
Here, look at this place. When I wanted 23 to stand alone, what did I do? Did I divide?
No, sir.
So here, if you want only x to stand alone, are you going to divide something again?
No, sir. You find you put down the least common multiple for both. Yes, they multiplied both sides.
Exactly. But then you also know that any number that is standing alone, like this one, this 7, if it is standing alone, it is over what? Any
Over
number
1.
standing alone. Yes, it is over 1. Over 1. But we don't write it. And if you think, what do you think is going to be the LCM for 1 and 2? Which one?
2.
2. 2. 2. So you just multiply 3 by 2. So here times 2. Are you okay? Here 2 times 2. Very good. And now you are going to have these 2. Cancel these 2, leaving you with only x. And then here 2, you're going to have 7 times 2. So here you have x. X is going to be less than or equal to 7 times 2, which is 14. Less than or equal to 14. This is it. So this is the second solution you have. So now this is it. This is what you have. Good. So you have this and that. Okay. So if indeed x is greater than 23 over 2 and x is less than 14, now on the number line, we need to determine the position x is going to be. So let's see. This is going to be my number line here. Good. Now I want here to be the center. Good. Now let's see. I have x is less than 23 over 2. X is less than 14. Are you okay? So I have these two numbers here. So here I'm having here 14. I have 14 and so I have 14 and I have 23 over 2. Good. Now let's see. 23 over 2. Let's see. I'm coming. 23 over 2. Let's see. So I have this. I have this. Good. Now I have inside 23. I have here 2. Good. Now 2 is going into 23 how many times? So 2 10 is 20. 2 11 22. Are you okay? So we would say 11. Good. Now 2 times 11 is 22. So here is 22. Good. So we subtract. So here is going to be subtraction. Good. And then we find the value. Now 23 minus 22 is obviously going to give us 1. 1. So here we have 1. Good. Now the next point. Can 2 go into 1? No. 2 cannot go into 1. So what do? We bring our point. We bring our point. And then we add 0 to this one. We bring our point and then add 0. So we add 0 to the 1. Here. Good. Now how many times is 2 going into 10? 5. Exactly 5. So I have 5. Are you okay? 5. Good. Now 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 5 is 10. Yeah. Good. Now if I subtract, automatically, I'm going to have 0. Here. I'm going to have 0. This place. I have 0. Now the log division is done. What value do I have? This is what I have. 11.5. 11.5. So if 11.5, now I assume that I have 11.5 here. So here. So this is the position of x. Now x is greater than 11.5, but less than 14. Are you okay? X is greater than 11.5. So I'm going to have 11.5 here. 11.5. Or we all know that the 11.5 is the same as 23 over 2. Are you okay? 23 over 2. Yes.
Please, I have a question.
Okay.
The x over 2 is less than or equal to 7 over 1. Don't we divide both sides by 2?
If you divide both sides by 2, now it is going to be wrong. Are you okay? Because you only divide both sides by 2 when the 2 is multiplying the x. But in this case, the 2 is already dividing the x. So it is in 2 forms. When the 2 is multiplying the x, you divide. When the 2 is already dividing the x, you multiply. But when the 2 is already dividing the x, you don't go ahead and divide again. Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
You don't go ahead and divide again. So when you have a number that is multiplied by 2, for example, let's say I have here 3x. Good. Now, if I want to remove the 3, I don't go ahead because this 3 is already multiplying the x. If I want to remove the 3, I don't go ahead and multiply again. Once it is already multiplying, I go ahead and do what? Divide. I go ahead and divide. So here, I will divide by 3. Good. Then the 3 will come and cancel the 3. So this 3 will come and cancel the 3. Now I have x standing alone. In the same way, if I have x divided by x already, divided by 3 already. So divided by 3 already. So this 3. X divided by 3. If I want to remove the 3 from there, because it is already dividing, I don't go ahead and divide again, which is wrong. But once it is already dividing, I do what? I multiply so that they can cancel out. So here, I am going to multiply. So here, times 3. Are you okay? Then this 3 can cancel out this 3. You have x standing alone. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yes, please.
Good. So when the initial number is already dividing, please don't go ahead and divide again. No. If it is already dividing, you multiply. If it is already multiplying, you divide. You divide. And then whatever you do to the left hand side, you do the same to the right hand side. That is why here, when you multiply by 2, you did the same to the right hand side, multiply by 2. Are you okay? Here. That's why here, when you multiply here by 2, you did the same to the right hand side, multiplied by 2. Are you okay? So here, what I'll do is, I am not going to put the 11.5 here, because when I converted this by the long division, or if you are using calculator, you can just use calculator and punch 23 divided by 2. It will give you the decimal. Now I know the position of the 23 divided by 2, or the 5 whole number 3 over 4. Now I know that the 5 whole number 3 over 4 is less than the 14. The 5 whole number 3 over 4 is less than the 14. Or this one, the 23, not the 5 whole number 3 over 4, it is the 23 over 2. Now I know that the 23 over 2 is less than the 14. So the 23 over 2 is going to be here. So I can remove this 11.5 and then put the original one they gave me, so that I will not face any problems. So the original one they gave me is 23 divided by, sorry, let me get this off and write it well. Good. Now the original one they gave me is 23 here. Good. 23 divided by 2. So 23 divided by 2. This place. Good. Now we come to the original sign. Always remember, if it is less than or equal to, the moment you see or equal to, it means you are going to shade the circle. If you see or equal to, it means you are going to shade the circle. So if my x is here, now I know my x is in the middle, so my x is here. Good. Now where do I draw my arrow? So here, because x is greater than 23 over 2, the arrow will look here from left to right. Good. So this is what I have. S is greater than 23 over 2. So let me draw my, let me give you my, yes. So I have this. Good. Shaded circle. And then I have my arrow here. So I have x is greater than 22 over 3, and it is less than or equal to 14. Less than or equal to 14. So this is what I'm going to have. I have my dot, and then my arrow. Are you okay? Are you
Yes,
okay
sir.
with the explanation of the number line?
Yes, sir.
So if there was no greater than or equal to, if there was no or equal to, these circles wouldn't have been shaded. Are you okay? You wouldn't have shaded these circles. It would have been space. Good. So now here, x is greater than this one. So the arrow faces x. To the right, greater than is always right. Less than is always left. Good. So since it's greater than, the arrow moves from left to right. Now 14, x is less than 14. So the arrow moves to the left. That is all about this number line. Is very, very, very easy. Once you understand where you have to shade in, where you don't have to shade in, where the arrow is going. That is all. That is all. Are you okay? So even in some cases, they draw it together. They draw it together. In some cases, they don't even show the arrow. In some cases, they just draw a straight line from the dots passing through this one to here. But in some books, this is how they do it, and they indicate where X will be. In some books, this is how they do, because eventually the two arrows are coming to meet. Are you okay? The two arrows are coming to meet. So that is the II. Good. So here with the I, let's conclude with the I. Now to conclude with the I, as we all know, this is what we have. The truth set is. The truth set is. Then you bring your curly brackets. The truth set is X such that. So this column sign is such that X such that X such that X is, or you can write X such that 23 over 2 is less than. So X such that 23 over 2, X such that 23 over 2, X such that 23 over 2 is less than or equal to, is less than or equal to X 23 over 2 is less than or equal to X. And then X is less than, and then X is less than or equal to 14. So this is going to be your truth set. And then you close your curly bracket. Here, you close your curly bracket. This is all about the truth set. So the truth set is X such that 23 over 2 is less than X, and it's less than 23 over 2 is less than or equal to X, and it's less than or equal to 14. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. Or the truth set, you can opt to say after the truth set is X such that X is greater than 22 over 3. So X here, X such that X is greater than, X such that X is greater than or equal to, X such that X is greater than or equal to 23 over 2, sorry. 23 over 2, X such that X is greater than or equal to 23 over 2, or X is less than, or X is less than or equal to 14, or X is less than or equal to 14. Then you close your curly bracket. Are you okay? Are you okay with this truth set?
Yes, sir.
Good. Because here X is in fact greater than 23 over 2. This is it. X is greater than 23 over 2. Because when you say 23 over 2 is less than X, it means that X is greater than 23 over 2. And then here x is less than 14. It's the same thing. X is less than 14. Are you okay? So
Yes, please.
don't forget the truth set. So the truth set is then your curly bracket x such that then you state the answer you had. Now let's move on to the next question. Let's move on to the next question.